that the Douglas was being irrelevant, which is absolute nonsense. Okay? So let me show you here and show that Coleman Butt was disingenuous, dishonest, and claiming the things that he didn't say, but he had said them. He opened debate and I was responding. And it was very important to respond. So run that video, watch clearly. The altar one will come after. Run that. I'm dealing with the 44 minutes and 35 seconds of the minister's contribution. So let's get going, because my time is short. He brought in politics, the Honorable Minister brought in. He brought in that the PNM does not want to control the office of the Auditor General. He spoke about untruths and truths. He spoke about documentation being available. He spoke about the process. He spoke about dates and deadlines, January 31st, March 25th, April 31st.
Point of order, 46-1. This never happened. This is totally irrelevant.
Or maybe the honourable member does not recall what he said, but I sat here and I took copious notes of every word that came out of his mouth.
Much has been made outside of there, usual hysterical political allegations about attempts to bully and coerce people. Nothing could be further from the truth. I am here today as Minister of Finance, simply doing my statutory duty, utilizing the Exchequer and Audit Act to extend timelines that are cast in stone in legislation but can be extended by resolution to allow all parties involved, I dare say, to calm down a little bit and get together and try and have a reasonable meeting of the minds and try and see if we could have some kind of collaborative and consultative process leading to a proper result, rather than this antagonistic and politically charged approach with the introduction of this, I dare say, poison pill, Freedom Law Chambers. It's really interesting and intriguing that the Auditor General would go to Anand Ramlogan for legal advice. And of course, you see the result. You see the result. Mr. President, what's the screaming all about? What's the screaming all about? Mr. President, I wasn't born yesterday and I didn't come in town last. In a letter from the Auditor General, a letter I referred to in the statement, I was called upon to retract statements, otherwise action would be taken. And therefore it would be foolish in the extreme for me to accede to Senator Mark's request, since clearly they are all acting in concert, because this is from Freedom Law Chambers. And since the Auditor General has decided to go to the legal advisor to the opposition for advice, we really don't know whether a special report will ever be submitted at all, or what it will contain.
I read, I can't substantiate it independently, that one of the issues that was raised by the Auditor General is that not all the supporting documents related to the reported revised revenue position have been supplied. Can you speak to that a bit, please? Thank you.
With respect to allegations about missing documents and so on, I really don't want to get into that. Because in the first place, as far as I am concerned, I have until the 23rd of May to lay the Auditor General's report in the other place and this place. And I do intend to do that. Because, you know, certain entities in Trinidad and Tobago love to twist, distort, misrepresent, misreport, embellish, editorialize, and just downright tell untruths with respect to what ministers say. And in terms of what documents the Auditor General has received or not received, my investigations lead me to a place that I would not like to be, where officials on one side are saying we provided the documents, and officials on the other side are saying we did not provide the documents. And really, I don't want to dive deeply into that whirlpool of accusations and counter-accusations. And a statement was made in the other place which is completely inaccurate, but part of the campaign of misinformation. Because, you know, certain entities in Trinidad and Tobago love to twist, distort, misrepresent, misreport, embellish, editorialize, and just downright tell untruths with respect to what ministers say.
That was just part of what he said. And when I'm debating him on what he has said, they're jumping up and saying irrelevant, irrelevant. I'm just showing you all this to show the dishonesty, the disgusting attitude, and the surreptitious attempts to cover up the truth from you, the people. Because all the UNC could do is bring the facts to debate, but they're afraid to debate. You ever see a human being get interrupted so much? But don't get that. They can't rattle the dogon and still get the information out there. But he talked about politics, he talked about freedom law chambers, he talked about opposition linking with trying to cast aspersions on the Auditor General as if it was politics. He talked about documents, paperwork, lack thereof. He talked about all of that. And that's what I was debating. And every minute these mama pool coward PNM, oh, 46, 46, because they feel it's a game. But you all have to take the information and understand. We are in this position because the PNM is corrupt. They cannot account for your money. End of story. Get them out.